live.
Welcome to another edition of the Empower Hour. I am Alpamar.
And I am Hanifa.
And we do this each and every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. where we come to you with impactful topics of discussion that affect our everyday lives. Today, it's going to be no different. In the studio with us, we have a super duper special guest, Brother Demetrius.
How y'all doing? Is it working on YouTube?
He is here.
Yes.
He is here to talk to us about intimacy in relationships.
I should pull up YouTube. Go ahead.
Yeah, because mine ain't coming
Welcome.
up. Welcome back.
We've been having some technical difficulties, family.
Yes.
So it's been rough.
It's one of those
We're
days
going to get
today.
through this one, though. We definitely going to get through this one. Demetrius, talk
Yes.
to us about why you think you're such a good candidate for this particular show.
Well, I just have an opinion. I mean, well, I think because I talk a lot about the relationships and things that I've been through as far as relationships. I talk to a lot of women about relationships. So I think that's what makes me a good candidate to come in here and having a pretty sound opinion about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in.
Yeah, we're in. We appreciate you joining us again for the third time on the Empower Hour. And so we're going to talk again about intimacy. How important you think is intimacy in relationships?
I mean, it's definitely important. I mean, for men, including myself, I can be intimate about certain things, but when it comes to other things, I can pull back. But I think that if you could reach the level with a woman where you can be completely intimate on all levels, I think it'd be a beautiful thing. I might
For
have
some
to be
reason
sorry.
it's not coming up
All
here.
right, that's cool.
So you had mentioned, you good?
Yeah, good.
You had mentioned that intimacy, it doesn't necessarily have to involve sex.
Sex, right.
Give us some examples.
Yeah, so spiritually, financially, and I had mentioned,
Medically,
even your health,
yeah.
medically. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if everybody is extremely protective over their money because it's hard to replace money. So if you reach the level where you can
For
be
some.
right, if you can reach the level where you can be intimate financially with a person, with everything, I think that's beautiful. You know, that means you trust them with everything. You know.
Give us the example again of the health.
So
scenario.
the example that I used was I was seeing a young lady and we were out. We had went to the gym, and I had just met her, so we didn't know each other a long time for her to have to share this information. So we was out, and she told me she needed to go back to my house to get some medication. I was like, "What's going on?" And she was like, "I'm about to have an anxiety attack." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I took her back to the house, and she, took the medication. However, if that scenario didn't present itself, she probably wouldn't have told me because I didn't know her that well for her to reveal something like that medically. And like I was saying, people who probably known her longer than I had known her at that time probably didn't even know that she was taking medication for anxiety.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is a good example of being intimate
even though
with
we didn't
another
know
person
right.
without sex being involved.
And because see, sometimes you can be like some people might say, well, can you be intimate like with a one night stand? It depends on how connected you get with the person. So with that situation, even though we didn't know each other long, it was a situation where it forced us to have to deal with an issue that you probably normally wouldn't tell anybody or wouldn't tell anybody until later on. And it just forced that. It was a forced situation, but of course it was cool.
So intimacy is like sharing. Are you saying intimacy is like sharing of yourself, as far as personal information about you that won't otherwise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you won't just freely share.
Right, and when you share that information, I feel like you connect with that person on a deeper level because usually certain things you don't share with everybody. Even though you may share, may have shared it with quite a few people, but you don't share it everybody. Don't share it like your name. You know what I'm saying? But with people that you always, I think, save something, because people always say, I'm not gonna do that, you're not my husband, I'm not gonna do that, you're not my wife. So we always share a little something. Or even if you've been married before, you know what I'm saying? Who you was when you got married to this guy is not probably who you're gonna be married to this guy. So the level of intimacy can always get deeper. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Interesting stuff.
So you mentioned like, so sex is a form of intimacy?
Absolutely.
Sex in general? Or there's a certain type of sex? So you're
I
saying
think-
you can meet someone
Yes.
and have sex with them, and that's still a form of intimacy?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I think it's more so the connection. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? I think if you connect with that person,
What type of connection? Like, ooh, the sex was good connection?
it could be where you at
Okay.
in life. You know what I'm saying? It could be marijuana involved. It could be different variations that could make that moment
Feel deep.
feel deeper than
Probably really is.
really is, or it could be. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like if you meet somebody on vacation, which I've met people on vacation, but I'm not gonna say it was always deep. But no, you can meet somebody on on an island or somewhere, like in the movies or
Yeah.
whatever, and you could have that connection for the moment. Now,
Yeah.
will you be able to carry that on outside of that? I don't know.
Well, that's an interesting concept then, because if you are that way in that moment but aren't able to carry that on,
Right.
is that true intimacy?
For that moment with that person.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Just for that moment for that person. That's all I'm saying. Now we're saying the different levels.
No, I was
of
gonna
it.
say. I mean, it could be you could, like he just explained. You could be on vacation, right? And let's say you have something here in Maryland, right? You have a relationship, and I'm not advocating this, people, but I'm just being real because it can happen. I believe that people can connect with more than one person, as far as like that whole idea around monogamy being like you can only love one person at a time
Right.
is BS to me.
Right.
This is my opinion.
I
so
would agree
I
with
think
that.
right. So I think that you could be in a relationship where you love the person here,
Yeah.
and he's saying you go on vacation and you meet someone. You could connect to that person in a certain level, but is unable to go to continue the relationship further than that trip because you have your own situation here.
Okay.
Or that person might have their situation.
Okay.
So it's not that you don't want to, you just might not be able to because of the circumstances.
Okay.
Yeah.
So intimacy, I'm hearing then, can be different levels. It
It can be
doesn't
different
necessarily
levels.
have to be a deep rooted
Yes.
spiritual.
Well, it doesn't have to be with. It doesn't always have to be with the person that you're with. It doesn't have to be your wife or your girlfriend.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
my question to that is that's true because you could have intimate. So you're saying you can have intimacy, let's say, with your wife, right? But you might have a certain type of intimacy with that person, and you might have a best friend, that may be a woman as well, and you have a different type of intimacy with that person.
True.
It's not even physical,
Right.
but it's still a form of
Absolutely.
intimacy.
Right.
Like you go to that person to talk about certain
Yeah,
things that
it
you
can
may
be
not
that
be
too.
able to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
But it
Something
could also,
clear.
like I said, it
Something
could also
clear.
be sexual as well.
Okay.
In that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I don't. But as far as a marriage or a girlfriend, of course, you might not even be able to reach a deeper level of intimacy with them if you're not on that level.
What can hinder that?
Not being honest with each other, not really, talking about what you really want. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like once you share certain things with a woman, I feel like you can't do nothing but connect with her on a deeper level.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's vulnerability involved.
Right. So the more you're vulnerable with a person on all levels,
Yeah,
when it comes to the sex, I think it's a deeper connection.
I would agree with that.
Does it differ for men and women? Because when
Good
you just
question.
explained, if you specifically said it from one angle, which is male
Right.
to woman, and I thought of the fact that I think we are. Oh boy, what's going on?
Yeah, because
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I think that
Hit reconnect, Doc. Can you see that?
I think
It's
that
on
we
IG though.
Oh, the Instagram is on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's spinning. I see. what I was saying. Oh,
Yeah.
so you just specify it from a one particular angle. So I guess what I'm asking is, do you think, what came to my mind is that women, we're a little bit more free with sharing. We share a little more easier than men.
Okay.
So I thought, like, are you saying that when men share with you, that's a deeper sense of intimacy versus when women share with men?
Okay, so all right, so when men share, it can be because we don't share as much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Women kind of can hold back their sharing as well because they don't have to necessarily share.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but so it can be a little complex.
So two people entering in a relationship, and they both are digging each other.
Right.
They both want more,
Want more.
than just platonic. But they both are holding out
Right.
for whatever reasons.
Yeah.
You know?
Trust.
Right. So how then does these barriers, I mean, how do they connect if that's the case?
And they really like each other?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they're going to either have to, at the same time, find a common ground, or someone's going to have to break the ice, and usually it's going to have to be that man. It's going whoever likes the person, whoever likes, because I can't see I can't see two people liking each other evenly, and that not happen.
Right.
Now, if one person, whoever likes the other person more, it's
Yeah.
going to have to be the one that kind of breaks that
How do
barrier.
you know who likes who more, though?
You can kind of
Who's
tell.
measuring this?
Men can tell.
Oh, okay.
We have to be able to know.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
gotta be able to know.
So it's like, well,
You
you
guys
know,
have to know too, though.
No, I'm just saying. But so you're in a relationship with someone, and it's like, well, you know,
It's kind of like
we
you.
know
I
that
like you
you
now.
It's
that you
kinda-
like me more
it's,
anyway.
No, but it's
I
kind
like
no
you
one.
at 90%.
right.
No one necessarily says that, but it's kind of like who says. It's like who tells who they
I
love
love you.
each other first. It's
Okay.
that.
Kinda determined. No way.
No, it's kind of like that though. It's kind of like.
That could be a sign.
No, no. It's like it's
I'm kidding.
it's an example of who likes who better. You know what I mean? Like
Is the person that's giving more? Is it the person that's kind of giving more of themselves to the relationship is how we determine that
Yeah.
might be the person that is a little bit more invested.
absolutely.
When you say giving
Emotionally,
more, what?
more giving more of their time, they make the effort.
Yeah.
That other person might be
Okay.
busy all the time, or they might be the one that always initiates stuff,
Right.
Okay.
always trying to do nice things for the other person,
Right.
and the
Okay.
person it's not reciprocated in the
Right.
same capacity.
Got
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. All right. And so, because I think, I don't know, I say these days because, all I know is these days. I don't, haven't had any experience with yesteryears in relationships. But I'm wondering if this has anything at all to do with so much of our relationships not being able to withstand, sustain. Like 8 out of 10 marriages fail,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying. We seem to break up more than we stay together. Do you think that has anything to do with neither party really trusting the other, and the intimacy part of it can't really be established, can't really grow and bloom?
I could see that. It depends on when you got married. If you got married a little older, that could have some issues with it. It just depends, but yeah, I would say for the most part, the deeper you get with a person, it's harder to separate from them. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of
That's
people
true.
are definitely holding back, especially if you get married a little older and you have kind of lived. I mean, you've had children, you bought the house, but and I've dated women that have had all those things. You just have to. I feel like you have to constantly find another level to connect with an individual, no matter what age you are. And you have to be able to find that, but they also have to be open to share that with you.
But that could be a catch-22 too about the scenario of the older you are, because I would think that if you are older and attempting to find love, then you have a lot more. You've been through the storm a lot, so
Right.
your trust level
Yeah.
is not. You know what I'm saying? You're probably more or less likely to trust or
Yeah.
to accept things that somebody else who hadn't been through a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that could be a catch-22.
It could, but if you could, so with a person like that, they have a lot of experience. They're gonna be more guarded. However, you're just gonna. I think you might have to connect with. See, you might have to connect with them on a level that a man's never connected with them before, and you have to find that. Because if they've been married, they've had children, they've done the church thing, they've done the vegan thing, they've done this,
All
they've
of
done
it.
that. So it's kind of like they're looking for whatever they didn't get at that,
Point in their life.
At that point in their life, and if you can connect doing that, but they have to be honest about where they are with that. You know what I'm saying, and be willing to, allow a man or a woman to, connect with them on that level.
Okay, you mind if we get personal with you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so cause I don't think you're in a relationship
No.
right now. Okay, so how is it for you
Okay.
in finding love as far as intimacy is concerned? Like, do you have an issue with?
I mean, I got like I said, y'all been on the show, y'all should know all my business by now, but nah, I mean, I'm just a little guarded when it comes to all that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even a little jaded, like a girl told me last night, but and other women have told me
It's
that
3
too.
o'clock.
But just a little guarded, in a sense. So intimacy doesn't. It comes to me in different forms. You know what I mean? Just connecting with a person, just on a conversation level, is cool with me. You know what I mean? It definitely don't have to be sex. It could be just conversation, and I know a lot of women that I have dated in the past, and we cool now. So because we have that history, we can connect on a deeper level, because it's not about sex no more. It is about just genuinely getting to know a person.
So what has been the scenario for you as to why you
I'm that way.
aren't settled,
Settled.
with,
I thought this.
did you-
I didn't know this was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I asked you, can I get personal? I'm trying to find out.
It's just
No, it's not. I promise.
Nah,
it's
it's
not.
just just going through relationships.
I mean, do you recognize a pattern in women that forces you to hold back?
It's me. I never blame the woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh,
definitely.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, I've never heard that
Self-aware.
one before.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I could have been married plenty of times, But I would say it's me more so than anything.
Why?
Look at you with your
But
little
we supposed to be
privileged
talking about
self.
intimacy.
I
We
mean,
supposed to be
I
talking
could've
about
today at 12 p.m.
No,
I could have
I'm
been
not
married.
saying it like that. I'm just saying, like,
If you wanted to.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. So
I
I'm
asked
not saying.
you told me yes. Now
Yeah.
stop me if I'm getting.
I have a question. I'm gonna take it off of you.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. I-
So my one question is, is lack of intimacy, do you think it's a deal breaker?
It depends on how close you let that person get to you before you found out that they just not gonna give you that part of them.
No, what if like it's years later? Like you were just saying, people sometimes are invested, and then it's like, okay, would it?
It depends. Well, years later, you invested now, but that woman in particular will go seek that from somebody else. Now, will it be sexual? I don't know, but she definitely gonna go seek that from
Why you
somebody
say
else.
that?
Because all women want everything to be perfect. So if she can't get that quote unquote perfect situation, she gonna go put that thing together. I'm gonna go get this
Get the
from him,
pieces.
and I'm gonna get this from you, and put it together.
I don't disagree with you on that, but I also think I mean, and I hate to do this in these type of conversations, specifically because you're just talking about women. But since this is a pretty general conversation, do you feel like men would do the same thing too? Because sometimes we have the conversations around, like, if a man cheats, it's sort of like, okay, well, what was your contribution to that as a woman?
Well, okay, so if a man is with a woman that he's expressing himself on a intimate level and she's not fulfilling him,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of dangerous because she might be looking at you like a what, like why you all in your feelings, like all this intimacy stuff. So you with a woman that is not even in touch with being in touch with you, yeah, he's definitely gonna go seek that out too. You know what I mean? And it probably will turn sexual or whatever. But yeah, so I think it goes both ways.
Yeah, I got what you said as far as us looking for perfection. It's almost like we expect everything that we desire to come in that
In
one
one person.
package.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is that even like reasonable? Like, is that?
I think it's. I don't.
I mean, is it?
I
is it even
understand
fair?
It's not fair, of course, but I understand because women strive to be perfect through college, through waiting to get married, through sitting around and playing with Barbie dolls, and you want my hair to be this way, and I'm in the mirror for an hour getting ready. So women constantly strive for perfection in different ways. So it's going to show up in your relationship with a man, especially if you really know what you want, not saying what you want, but you really know what you want.
You know what I thought about the other day? I thought about us as women, right? And how oftentimes when we get in relationships with people, like they could be a certain way, and we spend most of the years with that person trying to shape them into who we want them to be, and not trying to figure out how to work with who they are at that given moment. And I was thinking, is that like just a wiring thing? Because we're nurturers naturally, you know what I'm saying, and creators and all of it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I just thought about that, like, or is it that we just have this way about us that's just not?
I think is when you see a man and he has most of the things you want, you just like, if I could just shape him into, if I could just
That
get him,
perfection
yeah,
thing
if I
you
could
talked
just
about.
make him taller. Can you make him shake him upside down and get taller? You know what I'm saying? You're going to put potions in his food, make him taller, but whatever he's missing, you're going to try to put that in him.
Yeah.
If it's something that can be changed, because you can't make a guy taller, you can't make his penis bigger, but the things that you can change, you will try, because he has everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like he's 6'3", he's good looking, but he cannot read, so I can teach him to read. And matter of fact, what he does for a living, it doesn't require him to read, and et cetera, et cetera.
Does that help? I mean, is that a good thing to do? Would you recommend that for women to do?
Depending on what it is you're trying to fix about him.
Okay.
Depending on what if he can't read, especially if he's honest about it. You know what I'm saying? So something like that, I know that people might think that's an extreme, but something like that, yeah. But if it's something like maybe, I don't know, his issues with his mother or something like that, like issues I have with my mother, I don't know.
Well, do most women though always come from a place of wanting him to be better though? I mean, I think that
you put that.
some women get a bad rep, like you trying to change me, you trying to fix me, but really and truthfully, isn't it that most women who are healthy, mentally and spiritually, if they are, or they do have a gripe and they continue with it, isn't it really like they just want the man to be a better man?
Yeah, they want the man to be a better man for them. So you want what you want what you want. You want that man. You want to be able to come home to that one man and get everything
And be
you
able to
want
tolerate
from
it,
that
yeah.
one man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
That makes sense.
women are going to always want that from a man, and men are always going to complain that they can't be all of that.
Yeah, I hear the men will say we nagging.
Right.
But really, it's like when
But
you look at the things that the woman is requesting.
Yes. It's not big. It's just dudes don't really take the initiative to, because we get complacent. You know what I'm saying? We don't take the initiative to, like, intimacy, for example. Now, a man may be intimate in the bedroom, but he won't take that same intimacy outside of the bedroom.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So you may be passionate and romantic in the bedroom, but you won't hold your lady's hand in public, or kiss her in public. You want to say, or show her any public affection, but in the bedroom, it's like, you're all over her, of course. You know what I'm saying?
So doesn't that just boil down to like if you're going to be in a relationship,
Mhm.
and I feel like it's like a commitment to getting to know that person,
Mhm.
because relationships there's compromise.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
So if you go into a relationship, you need to know what that person likes
Mhm.
are and dislikes.
Mhm.
You need to know what their needs are. And I feel like you have a duty
Absolutely.
to that person
Yep.
to make sure that you are
No.
you are both in both directions, by the way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not one person pulling and the other one just taking the other one just taking
Right.
and not giving. So I
Right.
feel like even if we want what we want,
Mhm.
as long as we articulate that respectfully,
Absolutely.
right? Don't you think it's on the other person to try to at least meet that?
Yes, if they really want to be with you.
Gotcha.
Because see, a lot of people are with people because they like something about the person,
Mhm.
but not necessarily everything or want it long term. So you're talking to a man that doesn't want anything long term with you, and you're trying to get him to think, on this broad level of compromise. He's like, what? Compromise? I'm just trying to be here for you. You talking crazy,
I'm just chilling.
Yeah, I'm just chilling, but you don't know that, though,
Yeah.
because he hasn't told you that. So
Right.
you're trying to do all these, future things with a guy that's not even thinking like that.
So like you said from the beginning, intimacy starts with honesty.
Intimacy starts with honesty.
Yeah.
And honesty starts with communication. Because
Absolutely.
I'm hearing you, and you're saying like, if y'all not even communicating with
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
On the same level.
having a conversation on the phone to me is intimate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially, because it's not any distractions, just you two on the phone and you going back and forth. I think that's intimate. And I don't know how much people are on the phone versus are in each other's face. Or if you are in each other's face, maybe you just need to sit by the park or something and just be one-on-one. You know what I mean? With no distractions like it would be at home. Of course, not checking your phone and things like that.
Do you think in this sex-obsessed culture, we need to really explore the other ways of being intimacy, like more,
Yeah, I mean,
before we even get to?
well, I
Because
mean,
the
like,
sex part is easy. The
Right.
other stuff is what sounds challenging.
well, like Neely Fuller Jr. say, you should have 150 plus questions that you ask the woman and she asks you, and before sex. So it's no, I didn't know that you was this, I didn't know that this was going on, I didn't know, because that's usually what happens after sex. You find out all these things that was going on with you.
After the fact.
After the fact. So, should we explore intimacy? Yeah, we should. I'm cool with that. That's why, like, a woman could never threaten me with just being cool or taking our time. You can't threaten me with that because I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's no, when we decide to have sex or whatever, you didn't know, it's no tricks, it's no games. You understand what I'm saying? As well as being friends.
Right. I heard somebody say, they said if you don't speak about sex during the courtship part of your relationship, then there's going to be a lapse of intimacy somewhere when you do decide to go down that road.
I think you should have discussion. Yeah, I think, but it
About
needs to
sex?
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be on a. It needs to be again on the intimate level. It needs to
Right. So it's like if you're not even talking about the act of sex prior to it,
be right.
then they saying it's
Well, I'll say this.
Give me some examples of
I'll
that.
say
If
this.
you digging somebody and for y'all on the phone and
What
y'all.
you saying? What you saying?
you know,
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this
Yeah.
because I try to stay away from that on the phone unless I'm in the joking
It's
type
taking
of.
me there.
Unless I'm joking because I got friends that I say the most explicit thing
Okay.
just be comical.
Right.
But I think the connection sexually comes from being around each other. I think that I don't think that necessarily comes from talking, because that's all it is talking. But the way a man touches you,
Right.
the way a man holds you, the way a man kisses you. I mean, come on, can we kiss? Do we really kiss anymore? Do we, do we even?
Well,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, do women like even look
I'm
at?
sorry, all that swapping of saliva.
You see what I'm saying? Like that used to be the.
I'm serious, the swapping of saliva.
But that used to be. But that
Well,
used to
bodily
be the
fluids
thing.
is a different thing. That's a
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But that's a level of intimacy that we
There are
haven't.
some people, if you can't kiss, I
Right.
know people that's a deal breaker.
Deal
for
breaker,
them.
right?
Yeah,
right.
because they're
So-
big on it.
So connecting that way before sex tells a lot.
Okay.
From and women, see if a man got a bulge and all that. You can't tell if a man got a bulge just on the phone talking.
Well, what about long
Sweatpants
distance
season.
though? What about
What
long
about it?
distance relationships though, where you know what I'm saying?
Well, then
on the phone where
well,
you-
that's that. Well, you're connecting again, just having conversation. Can you really connect sexually over the phone to that degree?
Yes,
Yes.
I think so. They have video
Yes.
chat now and everything.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
You know,
is
you
it
can hold
a
your phone up,
connection?
point it down at your thigh.
But
It's-
are you connecting
Oh,
though?
wow. You
I'm just saying, it's a real thing. Okay.
But are you connecting though?
okay.
Yes, the answer is yes. You think
Yeah.
connection have to be skin to skin?
No, but I'm saying I think over the phone the connection will be more so you having a conversation to get to know each other mentally as far as you can go. Now to do a video situation, I don't really see the connection with that.
What,
So you don't
the
think two
reason-
people
Maybe
can fall
after
in
you
love?
have had sex, that could be cool.
You don't think
whatever.
two people can fall head over heels in love with each other in two different states just by communicating?
Well, that's a different.
Yeah, but we talking about connecting sexually through video chat.
Yes, you can, because the reason why I say that is because the mind is a powerful thing.
Yes,
It
There's
is.
a ton of people out there that's addicted to porn.
Yes.
And when they try to become intimate with someone there, they can't get an erection because they're thinking about Susan and the porn video. That's a connection.
That's different though.
No.
That's different.
Okay.
That's a little different.
That's a sexual connection because if you get an erection every time you think about
because see on
Susan and her thumb, that's a connection.
I've watched porn. That's a different connection. You know why?
Why?
Because when I'm over, I don't got to talk to you no more. I just click off, bloop. But I got to keep talking to you.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So so just I mean I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but comparing those two I think are different.
Okay.
Because watching porn, that's just a right quick thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But connecting with your lady through video chat is different than porn. That's your actual lady.
My question about the conversation where I'm going to go back to this where you and Alkema was just talking about where you have discussions about its physical intimacy, right? You should have this. I'm like, what does that conversation sound like? Because in my mind, I'm like, why are we talking about this if we don't even intend to do
Okay,
anything right now?
let me say what it consists of. I like a man that, as a woman, not me. I'm speaking from a woman's perspective because I don't want nobody to get nothing confused. But as a woman, I like a man that he scaves down, he cuts himself, he's bald down, he shaves,
Okay.
and is and a man may say that to you. So now you are exploring the things that you like about each other, that you prefer.
Okay.
Okay. Sexual, and it can go from different levels, from there. I mean, I like for a woman to take a shower. I like sex that way. I know it's very controlled, and it's not being spontaneous, but you gotta get in the shower. And I want, not you was in the shower before you got here, because it's hot outside. I want you in the shower at my house. You understand what I'm saying? Not that I don't trust you, but I'm just saying. I mean,
With your soap.
no, she
Your
can
wash
not.
rag.
I use black soap, so they may not dig my soap.
Don't be throwing off no pH, no pH back
they
things
may
up
not.
again.
They may
What
not
I'm
like
saying though
my
is
soap.
even beyond that, there can be like intimacy, like a phone sex
Yeah.
with somebody that you have never been
But
physical with.
he's saying yeah, that's what I was saying. But he's
No,
saying
you
it's
can't
different.
have phone sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you really connected?
Yes.
Are you connected?
What?
Yes,
Why aren't
because
you?
of the mind. Why aren't you?
So basically,
Maybe it's
wait,
different for
hold
women.
on, well, hold on. So okay,
Maybe
so
it's different for women.
maybe, and maybe I'm just not seeing this, but because it's kind of like if you caught me having phone sex with somebody else, would that be phone sex cheating or something like that?
I was gonna ask you that. So
That's a
Demetrius,
good question.
no, what about the men? Like, if you're in a relationship with a woman, I'm gonna put this on you too, so you can understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship with a woman and she said, baby D,
Uh-huh.
when together. I'm sorry, but I keep thinking of Jerome.
Okay.
And maybe she and Jerome have been intimate in the past.
Okay.
And they're still in communication.
Okay.
If she says that to you,
Yeah.
you are going to feel away. Why would you feel away if it's not the same?
I wouldn't feel away.
Really?
No.
Huh.
I
You
wouldn't
rare.
feel away.
And you really digging this girl?
Nah, because I want you. First of all, I already know you thinking about somebody else. Anyway.
How do
No,
you know?
because nobody is. You're not giving nobody you've had so much of a past. You're not thinking about me. Long as you remember my name when we had sex, that's all you really focusing on.
So
other-
what she called
But
you
what if
Jerome?
a girl?
doing sex?
Yes.
But that's
because she's
something-
thinking about Jerome.
Okay, I thought you were saying we was sitting and talking.
Yeah, no, she told you, and then maybe she missed. Maybe I'm adding.
Or
this
you're
in.
saying when we having
Yeah,
sex? Which
she's-
one is it?
Yeah, both. She told
Well,
you.
if
You
we-
say it. Don't bother you if she tells
Okay,
you. But
okay.
if she calls you Jerome during
Doing sex? That's something different.
Why? Because she only been talking to Jerome on the phone. They haven't even had
Well, it
sex.
depends on what our relationship is.
Okay.
Now, if I'm just hitting it, then you call me Jerome.
I'll be Jerome.
I'll be
Okay.
Jerome.
Oh my
But if
God.
we in a real relationship, that's gonna be a problem. We
Okay.
gotta have a conversation.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Alkema, sorry.
Like, okay, I have this written down. I don't even know if it relates to intimacy or not, but I heard sex addicts fear abandonment.
Mm.
Again, sex addicts fear
I'm
abandonment.
not. I wouldn't say that I'm not a sex addict, and I question sex addicts. That whole
Nymphomania.
concept, anyway.
Why?
Because in order to be an addict, you have to get it in an addict way, like a drug addict.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So how you getting sex in an addict type of way unless you a celebrity? You know what I'm saying? Or you have a lot of money. Because outside of that, you got to spend a lot of time running the table with women to get to the point where you have become an addict. Now, you be addict to porn because it's just a press of a button, but addict to sex, when you're actually having sex with the live woman,
That's too much.
I don't know. I'm not saying it doesn't exist because I don't want to, shame anybody or, discredit anybody saying they have an actual addiction, but I always have questioned that.
Wouldn't it start in the mind though? Wouldn't it if like all you do all day long
It
is
starts
think
in the
about
mind.
sex?
It starts at a young age, but then you can think about it, but you have to actually produce it. So I would have to look at where you live at. All that plays a part. Because if you live in a place that get cold, where the women at? Where you meeting these women at? Where you could just randomly have sex on a consistent basis.
So what if you're like what's the word? What do they use when you do it to yourself? Help me out.
Like masturbate?
Yes. when
Okay.
you-
You can be addicted to that.
Isn't that a form of sex? Is
Okay,
that-
then yeah.
Like if you like masturbating
Absolutely.
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Right.
then
I've done
having
that
sex
before.
with a woman, thinking
Yeah.
about it all the
Absolutely.
time.
That too.
That
Yeah.
could be a form of the addiction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
is.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to seek anyone else. When I'm talking about with another
Person.
individual, especially as a man. Now, a woman can do it, but I don't know how a man can do that.
Okay.
So is there people who is it possible to be in a relationship and perhaps physical intimacy is not important, man or woman? Is that possible?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, it depends on, again, where you at in life. Yeah.
I think it
And
depends too on what other forms of intimacy you receive.
I was thinking children, because sometimes children can get in the way, but then I was also thinking business. Sometimes you have a husband and
Yeah.
wife business.
Yeah.
Sometimes
partnership.
that can trump,
Yeah.
because the endorphins that come from making money
Getting that
and being
bag, yeah.
successful can kind of, trump
The physical sex part.
Right. So, because when we get down, it could be in another country or another state when we, every 3 months or something, when we put that time aside, or once a month or whatever.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that if a couple is not being intimate sexually, then there's got to be some other form of intimacy
If
going
they're still
on.
together?
Yeah.
It has
For
to
it to be healthy.
It has to be something that matches the testosterone that men, the yin and the yang, that
Yeah.
it has to be something. It can't be church. Church does not create enough.
Church, Demetrius.
Well, any religion.
Oh God!
It doesn't produce
Why
that
did
much.
that even come up?
Well, because the things that people try to lean towards.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
you're saying that's like to
And-
compensate?
yeah, to compensate.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think you can do
Oh.
it. I don't think you
So
do it.
Jesus
religious.
is not the answer
No.
for that. Okay.
Either Allah either. No, you need something
None of
that
that
can.
joints.
You need something that can really, intensify. Setting it aside.
Yeah, but then I'm thinking
Sorry.
for the couple though, because even those scenarios you just mentioned, the church and all that stuff, that's individuals seeking intimacy elsewhere. I'm
Right, but we
thinking
said
about
sexual.
a couple, right? No,
Right.
just not just if they're not having sex.
Is the other
How are they
things.
receiving their intimacy together without just
Right.
being roommates? Because at that
Right.
point, if you're not together,
Yeah, I know what you were saying.
Because you said sex is the highest form. Is it the highest form of intimacy?
I would say so. I would.
I don't beg to differ
I
on
would-
that
I
one.
would-
I
I
think
would say
it's-
so.
I
If
don't
you
know.
could reach
When you
that
think
level.
about what something else that feels as good as
Right.
I don't know.
think it is.
I don't
Not
know
even
no
money.
other. I don't know no
Yeah,
other.
not even money, because you get money to get women. I mean, men do anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, so if a man, because I feel like we're all like sexual beings, even though they say there are
Absolutely.
these people that are asexual, or yeah.
Mhm.
So I feel like in the beginning,
Mhm.
yeah. You have to, if a man enjoys a lot of sex, he should let that person know that. And if a
Absolutely.
woman enjoys a lot of sex,
Absolutely.
she should let that person know
I
that
tell,
as well.
I say to women, I don't care how many men you've been with, I care about your sexual appetite. That's what's
okay.
more important to me, your sex. Because you're not going to be with me and you want it this particular way, but you don't want to tell me because you want me to be your husband, or you just don't want to share that side.
Oh,
You know what I'm
gotcha.
saying?
Put on the good girl
The
facade.
good girl, so
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
let me know you like it anal,
Uh-huh.
right? But that's how you like it. You know what I'm saying? And I might have said, I ain't into that.
Right.
And you might, oh damn, but I like him, but he ain't into that. So
Right.
okay, I'ma just be with him, but I still have that.
Now, is that a
Desire.
problem?
That's a problem.
Why? Because you could. That's just like how you was just saying. It's like build a man. You could look and say, well, that's just one thing.
But
you have
one
all,
thing,
you have all these pros and
but
there's
one
one
thing,
con.
but one thing for women want everything. Why you stop? Y'all want everything.
No, but what I'm saying is like, okay, so are you saying it depends on how important that thing is to her or him, right?
Everything that a woman wants is important.
Okay, you just use the example of anal sex.
Right.
Okay? All
If
right.
she wants
So
it, it's important.
Oh,
She's not gonna, compromise.
okay. But you're saying if she does and she's with you
Yes.
and you're not done with that, she
Right.
might seek it somewhere else.
She's gonna seek it somewhere else.
You're so like convinced when it comes to us. You're like, oh no, she's
Absolutely.
gonna do
See,
it.
at some point. Because what's gonna happen is she's gonna be reserved. She's gonna practice restraint because she's
Yes.
being a dutiful wife. But somebody's gonna trigger that. A woman at the job talking about that she's doing. She's getting
Or friends,
or
yeah.
a friend or something she see on Instagram. Or she might watch porn to see it. And it gets it going. In 10 years she kept it reserved.
So 10 years?
Yeah, for 10 years.
Wow.
She
10
played
years,
nice.
a long time.
Yeah. And then she all of a sudden she just like bump it. I got to have that.
Wow.
And then when they break up, it's like, well, I told you that's what I liked 10
That's the
years
thing.
ago. 10
Yeah,
years ago,
that's
we
gonna
had
be
this
a rough one.
conversation.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one when the man had
Yeah.
to deal with the fact that your woman wanted that. So that means she got that somewhere else.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
a rough one.
Okay. So I'm hearing that the discussion around intimacy, what's important to you needs to be on the table from the jump.
What's important needs to be on the table from jump,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not just sex.
Right.
It's not just sex. It's a lot more ways to be intimate than just in the bedroom. And that men, if we were, like a girl used to tell me, after we had sex, let me get my courtesy hug. Because it was kind of like a job for me to hold her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like snuggle, like
Snuggle
cuddle?
afterwards,
Yeah.
right. So some men tend to have a problem with cuddling,
uh-huh.
after having sex.
In the
so
summer, yeah. In the summer, definitely.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
It's hot.
Yeah, I don't
It's
really.
too hot for all of
I
us.
don't do it
Just
no
saying.
time.
I'm
However,
trying to wrap my head around all
right,
this.
right.
Go ahead.
However, I'm saying that a man, the things that a man will do behind closed doors,
Yes.
he should also attempt to do it in public.
Really?
Yeah. Show your woman, attention, you know what I'm saying, in public.
Because some people are really private like that, both men
Yeah.
and women, where it's just
Yeah.
like, like for example, I know for me, in the like I will catch a hissy fit. What you don't do is you don't smack my butt in
Okay.
public. I will lose it.
Right.
I cannot stand it.
Right.
Don't touch
See,
me
I
that.
like, but not long as it ain't hard, like a little love tap or something. I mean, I don't know.
That's
I
her
mean, if we-
experience.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm saying that's your experience.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if
But
I'm
it is
in
a level
grocery store,
of intimacy.
yeah,
though.
playfulness
Right.
is a
Right.
form of intimacy.
It
so I
is.
get that,
Absolutely.
But you know what's so interesting? I would smack your butt in public.
See,
It's very
I
interesting,
don't-
but
I don't-
you
I
can't
don't-
do
I
it
don't
to me
think a
because I'll
man
be like,
want
don't do
his-
that.
Does a man want his butt smacked though?
Playing around, I play
Okay.
around. No, not like he's not poking it out
I
like
know,
hit me right there.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, let me
so
ask
I'm just saying,
But
like,
nah, I'm with you though.
yeah,
I'm
if
with
you could let somebody know this doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
However, there are people who are private and they
Right.
like their intimate moments
Right,
to be
right,
private. You know what I mean?
absolutely. Oh, yeah,
but what do
definitely.
you do in a relationship where you might be fine with being public and that person is private? How do you
Right.
reconcile that?
I mean, again, that's gonna be a hell of a conversation, and just boil down to how much that mean to you.
I think
Yeah.
just both of them should compromise some.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
it should be
agree, I'll
compromised, and we definitely we ain't compromising on either side.
Why not?
No, I'm just saying I'm just saying, just like we need to. But,
Oh, you're
I'm
saying
I'm
in
just saying-
general, we
in general,
don't.
yeah, because we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Everybody want what they want.
Everybody wants what they want.
And that's why the relationships, I think, go sour so quickly
Yeah,
and so
definitely.
often.
Yeah.
Because people aren't just willing to
No.
do things a little different
No.
than what they're
That's what I'm
accustomed
saying.
to.
Isn't that shouldn't that be a part of relationship that
It
you have to
is
go
a
in
part.
knowing
But
you're
it-
gonna
it-
have to
it- it-
compromise?
healthy
Yeah.
relationship.
It has to also be like you should be willing to change at that. If you go into a relationship, like you should be open for
Exactly.
change at this point, especially if
Exactly.
you've
Yeah,
been through
that's a good point.
several relationships.
That's a
At
good
this
point.
point, it's like, like me, if I get in a relationship now and we agree that it's going to be a monogamous relationship, then that's what it's going to be. 'Cause
Right.
other than that, I'm about to be 41 years, 41
Right.
years old. I don't gotta be in a relationship. You can't force me to do something at this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I'm in a relationship and I agree this is the arrangement, then this is the arrangement.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At this
so
point.
you're going to adjust
so
some
if
things.
I don't want to do that, don't be in a relationship.
Good
If
point.
I'm not ready to compromise, if I'm not ready to adjust the things I know that is not right about me, that agitates most women I date, then I just need to be, by myself.
So what
That's a
what
good
about
point.
people who are not, are maybe in a casual relationship, right? But they are having intimate moments, like they're trusting
Right.
people with bank accounts,
Yeah.
numbers and stuff like that. Isn't that
Yeah.
sending like mixed signals?
It is.
Okay.
It is. And men are masters of that
Yes. Yes.
in particular.
What do you mean?
Men to show you a
Mixed
side.
messages.
We are the master of mixed messages.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Purpose-
Why is that though? You think?
Because we want our cake and eat it too, in a sense. You know what I mean? And we know that we are not going to be able to get certain things from you if we don't give something.
Yeah. That's manipulation, though.
It can be.
It is.
Well, here's the thing. If you're not doing it, I'm not doing it to get your money. I'm not doing it to I'm not deceiving you necessarily. I just know as a woman, I have to deal with you on this level. I can't just take. I know
Okay.
that I have to give
It's
something.
an exchange.
It's an exchange.
Okay.
And it's not me being like I'm a worker, so
To
I
get
can
what you want.
just to get what I
Okay.
want without considering her feelings at all.
Right.
No, it's considering her feelings, even though I know I don't really want to be with this girl like that. However, I have to give her something. I can't just run around and be selfish.
So shouldn't we be
Wait,
looking
I'm
a little
confused.
deeper into that?
Because that
to
sounds
where
like
if you don't
leading
want to be,
people on.
yeah, if you don't want to really be with that person, should you even be
Right.
physically intimate with? Should we be re-examining that whole thought process anyway? Like being a little bit more careful around that. That's how you get
Well,
stuff
who-
like it's a thin line between love and hate. That movie.
That's how
where
you
y'all
get
end up
keys,
finding crazy people.
Car keys.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's the game that men have. That's the game men play.
Y'all know we are signing up for. Is that what you're saying?
Basically.
Oh my.
No, I don't. I disagree with that. We don't know what we signing up for because
No,
of-
No, the
men.
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 Oh,
Like he
okay.
said, he's like charged to the game.
Yeah, basically.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
If you
But
end
is
up
that
bumping
healthy
into
though?
something, right?
Is that, I mean,
No,
how is
no,
that
that's not-
benefiting
that's
a
not
relationship or benefiting a
But
couple?
that wasn't what I'm just asking. I'm just
Me
asking
answer my
y'all
question.
show. I'm
Yeah.
just asking a question.
No, it's all right.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Honestly,
What allows men to lay their guards down and become more intimate with women, you think?
Oh man, again, where the person is in life, sometimes how pretty the woman is. Pretty faces can soften a man up as well, and yeah, catching a man. Women can catch men in a vulnerable space too. You know what I mean? If a man is down on his luck, you know what I'm saying? You know, he meets that woman. You know, he could be a little bit more open and intimate about things that he normally has. A lot of men are just not open, period. So depending on where he's at in life, again, and once I'm gonna just say this because I'm kind of not.
Because what I'm hearing you say, all these examples are where a man is. I mean, can a woman do something like physically or say something that
to make him
that allows a man to put his guards down?
Okay, so
more so than with some other women.
I would say be a good listener. I know that's generic, but be a good listener. And a man has to know. Whatever you tell him, and I want y'all to
or what
really
he
listen.
tells you.
No, whatever he tells you as the woman, that you not gonna throw it back in his face. Especially things that are intimate
Sensitive
and
stuff,
sensitive, because women will tend to do that.
Yep.
To hurt you, to cut.
Right, exactly.
And
So
that would affect the intimacy.
it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Once you violate.
So you in an intimate space, y'all talking, y'all both guards are down, you
Right.
sharing something
Absolutely.
about that you don't probably ain't shared with nobody else, and you trusted this
Look
woman
at
with
the
this
scene.
information.
I don't know if y'all seen Insecure.
Yes.
So the
Uh-huh.
first season,
Uh-huh.
when dude revealed that he was gay at one time in his life.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yes.
And
No.
she couldn't get it past
Yep.
her. She judged him over that. Remember
Yes.
that? Well, she remembered.
I watched it,
You see what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I watched
And
that
I don't
episode.
blame her for that, but that is an example.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an extreme example, but
Like we were talking about, you, Jeannie, and I was talking one day, and I was telling you guys what's the difference when we were talking about if a man reveals to you that he was raped,
Right.
and how that changes how you look,
You
at,
look
him,
at him.
and you would
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, I don't know."
Exactly.
You know, that's
Yeah.
what happened in
That's-
that episode.
yeah, in the episode.
He
He
was
wasn't
like,
raped,
he had
though.
been with a man
He
before.
volunteered.
Yeah, he had been with a man before,
Right.
but he's saying I'm not gay, but it
Right.
Yeah.
and so
But he is
she
gay.
just was looking She
Right.
was looking at him like, I can't be with you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying
Right.
when I was asking what's the difference between a man being raped and a woman, and
Right.
Jeannie was trying to explain to me the difference.
Yeah.
But that's what he's.
That's an interesting dynamic. It's a
Yeah.
kind of extreme too, because
No, it is an extreme.
I'm
But
wondering
I'm just
how many women will see that and be like, "Oh, okay, well,
What?
No, I'm just
See
saying
what?
that.
well,
no,
know that a man has been with another man willingly,
Okay.
and then not judge him for that though."
But
a lot of women are doing that.
How
though.
many
You gotta
women-
use logic.
I think both sides, because I think
You gotta use
Knowingly?
logic. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah.
Knowingly.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say that, because a lot of dudes pillow talk. What
What do you mean?
A lot of things
Pillow
come
talk.
out in bed in the bedroom. A lot of secrets come out. So and people have things that they want to reveal to somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, so women know. A lot of women know. It's impossible to me for you to be. Women know.
Well,
Women know.
they just kind of push it in the back of their
Well,
mind.
no,
and
no,
keep moving.
they just made accept it depending on how the man presents it. You know what I'm saying? If a man presents it, they're gonna women. Y'all are very forgiving and caring people.
Yes, we
and
are.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not trying to fluff
No,
it or nothing
that's
like
true.
that. But women are.
We can be.
Yeah, you can be. So yeah, but I just want to stick to a man being vulnerable and revealing things about himself,
Right.
whether it's an extreme or whatever the kid. But
Right.
if it's something that's close to him, you know what I'm saying, and he reveals that
Yeah.
he may done drugs or something
Yeah.
like
Right.
that, and you throw that in his face, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's a deal killer.
yeah, that's a deal breaker right there.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
that would definitely harm the intimacy level.
Absolutely.
What are some other things that you would say will hinder intimacy on any level?
I mean, just to keep it simple, I would just say the person's background would definitely hinder
What do you
a
mean?
person. Just what they've been through. What they've been through in their life,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, what they've been through, what they've
The
been
person
through.
that's struggling with intimacy. you
Yes.
mean? Okay. Okay.
What they've been through in their life. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you, like when you meet a
Yes.
person, you like, man, what is it about them? And then you might meet a person that always sleeps on the floor, right? And then that might bother you, that they sleep on the floor, but then when you find out
Why?
that they didn't have a bed growing up. I'm extreme with cleaning, like extreme. And I've had issues with other women because of that. I took a woman home to meet my mom. My mom's a hoarder. So I'm the
Okay.
opposite of that.
Yeah.
You
Gotcha.
understand what I'm saying? So it's not until you go deeper with people,
Yeah.
you understand that you further understand them. But here's the thing, we never take the time to go that deep.
Good
Yeah.
teaching, Demetri.
You understand?
I agree.
I
agree.
Weight,
Which is a part of intimacy.
Which is a part of intimacy.
is weight gain and weight loss, can those be barriers to physical intimacy? And the reason
Absolutely.
why I say weight loss
Absolutely.
is because we are all black people here.
Yes.
We are all black people here, and black men have this thing with butts and,
Well,
you know.
absolutely.
And so he could meet a woman and she's fluff in that area.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden now she's trying to get herself healthy, and the fat is gone
Right.
from around that area. So he's like, well, what the butt? You know, because you'll have men say, just don't lose that butt, you know, and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Right.
So it's weight gain and weight loss. Can those be barriers to physical intimacy?
They can be, because I mean, a man wants
What he wants?
what he wants. It's hard to. I've been with a girl that was overweight, even though she wasn't always overweight her whole life,
Okay.
and it was definitely hard to be with a overweight woman. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just
Physical attraction.
the physical attraction.
But
is
why
not-
were you with her if that wasn't what you wanted?
Because it was other things I liked about her. It was other things I liked about
But,
her. And
but
it was the circumstances of kind of what brought us
Okay,
together.
okay.
Yeah.
what was the circle? Was that a
was
circumstance
going
of what
through-
separated you?
No.
Okay.
What far as her weight?
Yeah.
I would say why I wouldn't go further, yeah. Right. But what got us cool was because she was going through something she confided in me.
Yeah.
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 Is it
Yeah.
fair for us to judge people who comes to that determination, like, oh, that person is vain or they're shallow because they only
Well, you want, again, you
they're
want,
leaving someone because of their weight gain.
you
or
get,
loss?
you want what you want.
Yeah.
But like I told somebody, at this point in life, and I know what I'm about to say is, you gotta just close your eyes sometimes and just deal with what you got. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds messed up, but
you know there are multiple other
sometimes you
senses,
gotta
right?
just close
you know,
your
there's
eyes.
multiple other senses like smell,
and just
touch,
imagine she
taste.
is whoever you like. That too.
How long could that go on though? How
Right.
long you gonna close your
But
eyes?
is it not going on though? It's people not in relationships that they don't want to be in.
Yes.
A lot of people.
Yeah, like
are.
most people.
And marriages.
And marriages,
period. Yeah.
relationship,
real.
marriages.
Yeah.
I work with kids. People are always dropping their kids off at the shelter I work at. You know what I'm saying? Because they just can't deal with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they can't close their eyes and deal with their kids.
Right.
Like they can close their eyes and deal with their man or their woman.
And close your eyes is just like saying.
Just look past that.
Look past it, or
yeah.
no, even when you being intimate.
Oh.
I'm saying more so that.
Turn the lights off?
Cut the lights off.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Wow. Does that really like affect a man's like what is it? Libido? Ability?
Libido?
Would it affect his libido?
Yeah.
Damn right. His woman, yeah. But again, so if your lady gains a lot of weight, if you connect with her on another level, you can look past that.
Okay.
If you gain weight because you done had all my kids, you still, in my mind, look like the same woman I met.
Okay.
Because you got big because you had all my babies.
Got you.
You didn't get big because you was sitting home eating bonbons like Peggy Bunny.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
So it makes a difference.
It makes a
Okay.
difference.
Okay.
It makes a difference.
Okay, because I guess that will fall like into mental strength too. Because
Yeah.
some people could consider that one a sign of some weaknesses somewhere versus
Right.
the other where that's just the
Right.
physicalities of
Right,
having
but
a baby.
yeah, just being lazy and things of that sort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not
Interesting.
considering the marriage, you know, we got married and you just said to hell with it.
Yeah.
You got big.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
I think it's important that people consider each other.
Yeah.
As far as I think it's unfair for someone to say, well, you know, I had not just had your kids, but like, okay, things happen in life. You should love me regardless.
Right. Or love me for who I am.
Right. Because to do that is to separate attraction from love, and it's a part of the process. You
don't-
have to be attracted to someone to
Right.
even approach them.
But you should love the things about a person that if it happens, they can't control it. You
Yeah,
continue to love.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying?
I like
Very true.
I
But
like
Not
that you
stuff
said that.
you can
Thank you.
control.
That's
Or you
what I
need to check
mean.
in with me. If you going through something where
I
you gotta
agree.
eat, you gotta check in with me, let me know what's going on. You
I
can't
agree
just
with
get to
you.
eating and all that and
Yeah.
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Good stuff. I agree with that. Okay, well, we had more questions, but we have an engineer today that is just, he takes no tea for the fever. And so
right.
he's going to cut us off.
Come, but we
Go
got
ahead.
as Doc said, everlasting life. What's the address?
Oh, yes.
9135
Yes, we are.
Central Avenue.
Central
He had the
Avenue,
address wrong.
9185.
91.
That was the wrong address? Okay, what is it?
It's 9185.
9185.
Central
Capital
Avenue,
Capital Heights, Central Avenue.
Come on out,
By
get
the
that
Home
good old
Depot.
healthy food.
Come out.
341 Cedar Street,
341 Cedar Street, that's in Tacoma.
Northwest.
That's
Northwest.
Evolve
Is that
Restaurant
Tacoma
and
Park?
Lounge.
That's
Tacoma
E-Life
Park.
in Tacoma.
E-Life in Tacoma.
Oh, you changed the name?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
1231 Good Road.
1,
One,
2, 3,
two.
1. Oh, I go there all the time. Shout out to Ebony.
It's
So
on
as you
there.
can hear,
Yeah.
you can hear the promos being hollered off in the background. So if you guys are in the market for some great, tasty, healthy food, you have 3 locations to choose from in the DMV area. So definitely come on out and check out Everlasting Life Vegan Restaurant and Lounge by no other, the one and only. There will never be another Dr. Baruch, founder and CEO. So he's also
Awesome.
he's also our fearless engineer in the background today. Very patient. We appreciate all of that. We're gonna have to wrap this up, family, because this man has a lot of work to do. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you
was a
so
very
much.
honest conversation.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you so
honest.
As usual.
Thank you.
Good stuff. So hopefully somebody can gain. So we talked about a lot of different
Yeah.
components in
We
this
did.
one thing, but I think we stuck
And
on
I would,
topic.
I would say, ladies, get you a friend like Demetrius.
Oh
that's
my
going
gosh.
to give it to you raw.
They
so
don't-
you can know how to
they don't
maneuver.
be- they give me a hard time,
How to
though.
maneuver the dating field.
Yeah, really.
Everyone needs a guy like that around them.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay, so until next week, family, take care of each other out there.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.